name's Tristan Field. I am the cultural creator, storyteller and composer for our story about the whale migration. This comes from Bidjigal and Dharrawal Country, comes from my home, and I pay respect to my elders past and present for the story to happen. We explore the different relationships that our mob had with the whale and what that meant for us, going back to stories that relate to Dharrawal, who broke the 13 laws originally. And those 13 laws are sacred to us. So we explore the symbiotic relationships of basically marine life and what's, our life as well, and our way of life. The process coming from creating the story, then making the sound for it. What I like to do is I want to try and create between these two characters that we have for it, lawkeeper and mischief maker. Lawkeeper being the timid whale that comes up and is going to try and make the relationship between the mob. And then you have mischief maker, who basically doesn't care, doesn't really believe in any culture and everything, and doesn't see the value of what that actually means and thinks it's all nonsense in a sense. So lawkeeper has a lot of the elements that you would hear normally in ballet. You hear your strings, you hear your horns, you kind of hear those dynamics of how they play different melodies, how they harmonize together. With mischief maker, really fast, chaotic kind of movements in chord spaces and chords that don't sit in the key as much as well. So when you're putting those two things together, it kind of gets really fun, because then you're just like, okay, what other sounds can I use to kind of make these transition elements happen? And that's like going back on country, recording sounds from the ocean, or recording wind sounds, or doing a lot of that can also relate to how I can put soundscaping elements, turn that into music, and then basically flow like an ocean. And we're talking about symbiotic relationships. That's probably how that works for me as well. It's a symbiotic relationship between culture, because it's still all culture at the end of the day. It's just being able to express it my way and how I've learnt. I love working with Ella so much, and we kind of just feed off each other like that. Ella will come to me and jump in with some ideas about how we can move the music around, how we can shape the script around as well. And I'll go to her and say, hey, I really like this movement, just that pause right there, or we should incorporate these cultural dance elements as well that come from many places that we've grew up learning. We are following the footprints of my ancestors, but we're also leaving our footprints behind for the next generation to come through. And that's why pieces like this are so important. That's why getting it early on, where we can be a part of culture at the start and actually talk to community and talk to country, means that we can really take something like this, something so sacred, and give that across to a lot of young ones across Australia.